Welcome back to the world of not financial advice. Before we jump into the video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below what's your favorite Flesh and Blood set. Personally, for me, it's between Outsiders and Part the Mistveil. I just started the game during Outsiders, and Part the Mistveil was a vibe. I mean, the CC metagame was a mess, but drafting Part the Mistveil, even sealed Part the Mistveil was so fun. But let's jump into it. Not financial advice. Today we're looking over Crucible of War. Now this set is kind of being slept on right now. I don't think there's a lot of cards in here that are kind of seeing play in the meta. So there are some cards that are good pickups, pretty cheap. Let's jump into it with Breach Rider boots. Now this is a COD2 staple. I mean, giving all your combo cards go again seems like a weird effect for a ninja to give their cards go again. But this lets you do some pretty crazy turns. We're looking at pretty much $5 more or less. So not too bad for a staple. Cold foil first editions, we're looking at 100, 115, 140. And it looks like they have been selling for 140. So pretty crazy, but it is a COD2 staple. Visiatronic Model I, Model 1, whatever you want to call it. 11, 12, 13, going to 14 for the non-foils, cold foils. Looking at 268, 284, 339. None have sold though for the cold foils. Let's look at rainbow foils real quick. On them rainbow foils, 16 for a light plate, then we're going at 18. Slowly going towards 21. I think just armor equipment that has 2 arcane barrier or AB2, I think it's just pretty good in the game. Being able to have AB3 equipped by only using 2 of your armor has been pretty good for certain heroes. I think we even got like an earth helmet that kind of has the AB2 that's seeing some play in Jarl, and this actually has a pretty good effect to be able to, whenever you boost, draw a card and put a card from your hand to the top of the deck. This has seen some play outside of AB2, but I think just having AB2 is pretty good for a lot of equipment. Magnetic Shockwave, this being so cheap, we're looking at a little over $2, $3. I remember in the deal hype, this was like a $20 Majestic or something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I swear this was like crazy at one point. Looks like on the chart for 1 year, it looks like it was only up to like 6. But folks, I always tell you guys, when a Majestic is this cheap, make sure you have it. If you're a Mechanologist fan, I mean, 2 for 4 isn't that crazy, but its effect is pretty good. The defending hero must defend this with X equipment they control, where X is the number of times you boosted this combat chain. This against ninjas or anything that really relies on their equipment can kind of steal you a game, destroying all of their armor or forcing them to block. It's pretty good. We're looking at, essentially $3. Let's look at the rainbow foil. First ads first. First ads, we're looking at 10, 11, 13, then jump into 16 and 21. So a little pricier. Unlim rainbow foils, 3, 4, about $3 to $4. I would just make sure I have my playset. I mean, this is not really seeing play right now, but I can definitely see this seeing play in the future. Mechanologist, especially if we're gonna stick to boosting. I know LSS is trying to kind of make Mechanologists do other stuff besides boosting, but I think boosting is one of the things that makes mech so powerful. Skullhorn, on the same vein of the headpieces that have AB2, and I think this does get its effect to draw a card and discard a card randomly sometimes. Some brute players do use it. I just think AB2 on a headpiece is pretty good. I mean, this is like $15, $20 for the rainbow foils here. Let's look at the first heads. First head cold foils, 256, 260. No sold listings though. Just make sure you have your copy if you're a brute fan. I think this is just a good piece of equipment. AB2. Beast Within. Now this did get reprinted in the Reinhardt structure deck, so there is another printing of it. I think this card is so cool. I mean, I don't think any other class has a card like this where you discard it and it literally just replaces itself. I know we have things like Nasty Surprise, but Beast Within, I think it's just pretty dope, especially when you like pummel a brute player and they just discard this. It's like the pummel didn't really do too much. We're looking at $6, slowly going towards 7. You have a light played rainbow foil here. Not a bad price. I remember this being like a $10 to $15 card at one point, probably during KO's hype. First dead near mints, we're looking at 31, 32, 32, and one for 80. That's probably not gonna sell. Looks like they have sold for about 28, 29. So not bad for a Beast Within. Definitely have your playset if you're a brew player. I think this is very strong Majestic. Massacre, kind of weird. 3 for 6, but if you've discarded 6 or more, gains +2 and Intimidate. So it turns into a 3 for 8 with Intimidate. Then if this is discarded to pay the cost, you intimidate your opponent. I love brew cards that have additional effects if they get discarded. This isn't really seeing a ton of play. I do think there'll be a point where Reinhardt becomes better. I think LSS wants all the heroes to LL at some point. I think Reinhardt, out of all the WTR heroes, Reinhardt does see more play than Bravo. Dory and Katu do better than Bravo and Reinhardt, but Reinhardt I think is just doing a little better than Bravo. So maybe this probably won't go up, but I would just make sure I have my copy. It's not a bad card. I'm excited to see what the Brute class and Intimidates do in the future. And there's so many Intimidate cards. I know they won't really abandon that, but Reinhardt I don't think is crazy amount of value for his Intimidates. So let's see what happens with Intimidate. But 50 cents to $1, slowly going to $2 for the unlimbs non-foil. First set rainbow foil is about $5, 6, slowly going towards 10, 12. Pretty cheap for a Massacre. I usually tell you guys pick it up. It's a Majestic. I think if you don't get this, you could be fine. But for a Majestic that's so low for the first ed, rainbow foils, also the unlimiteds. Yeah, $1. See if you can pick this up like locally, because getting your playset of this just to be safe. It could spike one day. Don't know if it will. Not financial advice. Metacarpus nodes. I remember when I was playing Florian, Verdance would play this just for the AB1. Just goes to show you how important AB1 is. So for $3, slowly going towards 4. Pretty good, pretty cheap for a AB piece. Cold foil, looking at $245, basically $250, $288. Let's see if we have any sold. $245, pretty good piece of equipment for the wizard class. I think it could be possible for New Blaze to play this if she ever becomes an adult hero, which I do think she will be an adult hero at some point. I don't know about the new Acilio. I think he's gonna kind of stick to the sigil plan, but just AB1 for the wizard class. I actually need to make sure I have mine because I don't think I have a Metacarpus node. Snapback, seeing a ton of play in Sage. Pretty good for just an extender for the wizard class, honestly. Even though it's 1 for 3, the ability to play this as an instant is pretty helpful closing out games. Looking at pennies on the dollar, 25 cents and below, not including shipping, of course. First ed rainbow foils, $4, $5, 5, and then we have one for 18. So very few listings. We do have a couple here for around $5, maybe a little lower. And we have been selling, yeah, for about $5, $250, $250. Make sure you have your snapback. I think it's a pretty good piece of wizard card, especially in Sage, potentially in CC, but probably not. Probably just a Sage card for now. Gaze the Ages. All we're doing is opt to, and if you've played a wizard non-attack action this turn, put into your hand. I think this could be crazy if we get Adult Blaze. If we don't, I don't think it's really going to see much play. But if Adult Blaze comes out, this is definitely going to go up. About $3, $4, 5 for the unlimbs. Let's look at the first heads. First out rainbow foils, we're pretty much at 20. Slowly going towards 21, 25. Yeah, if you think Blaze is going to get an adult, this is probably a good pickup for the non-foils at least. but maybe she won't get an adult. Who knows? Remorseless, pretty great arrow. I mean, we're looking at a 1 for 5, and then every time they play an action card, they lose 1 life. So it can be 1 for 6, 1 for 7, especially against the go wide decks. This can get a ton of value. We're looking at near mint for basically 4, slowly going towards 5. We have a non-foil first ad for 556. Let's look at the first ad rainbow foils. We're looking closer to, for a near mint, pretty much 11, slowly going towards 13 and 20. So not too bad. I would just make sure I have my copies, probably getting the non-foils. I think this is a pretty great ranger arrow. Perch grapplers. Now, pay 2, destroy this until the end of the turn, face up arrows in the arsenal, get go again. Don't know if that's ever been resolved. Let me know in the comments if anybody has resolved that. But block 2 on a ranger equipment is pretty good. We're looking at essentially $2 more or less. Couple rainbow foils here, closer to 3. Couple of rainbow foils on limb towards the end of the page for 4 more or less. Let's look at the first ads. First ad cold foils. We have one for 138, 150, 151, 180. I don't know if this is really gonna see play. I know we got a better leg piece that cares about the blue arrows in high C's. But for $1, $2 for a Blade Break 2, I mean, not too bad. Possibly could see some combo potential. Pay 2 to give your arrows go again. Maybe a new ranger. But don't think it's going to be crazy with the current rangers we have right now. I would probably just get my unlimited non-foil. Sleep Dart, pennies on the dollar, but this is a pretty good effect. 1 for 5. Stop hero abilities, so not bad. I mean, I remember when I was playing Zen, they would hit me with this, and this is like a demon against Zen. For first ad rainbow foils, pretty low for first ad rainbow foils, about $3 more or less, slowly going towards 4. Pretty good for Sleep Dart. Rattle Bones. Now, this is kind of bad. 2 cost. All it does is give you a attack from your graveyard. Has to be a RUNEBLADE attack. But the pretty cool thing is if you've dealt arcane damage, you can play this as an instant. So it kind of grants you an action point. I remember Viscera, I would play this and it would feel so powerful. I mean, even though it costs 2, it can get you a card from your graveyard. So kind of like Codex, it kind of has that utility of getting anything from your graveyard. This one is restricted to RUNEBLADE attacks though, and granting you an action point is pretty powerful. For the Majestic, we're looking at essentially $3, slowly going towards 4. Definitely make sure you have your copies, at least 1. I think Viscera was playing this as like a 1 of, maybe a 2 of sometimes. So definitely pick this up. We're looking at the first set, Rainbow Foils, pretty much $7, slowly going towards 8, 10. Yeah, and I think with the new rules change, before if you banished Rattlebone's target, it wouldn't resolve. But I think that's been changed, so I think it would still resolve. Let me know in the comments down below. Anybody knows about that ruling? I think Rattlebones is just a little better now with that new ruling. Marvin Skies, I remember buying my playset for like $3 back when I got into the game. I mean, this has some of the best artwork. We're looking at 50 cents without shipping, of course. With shipping, it's like $1.50, but you can probably get your playset or your order over $5 to get that free shipping. Let's look at the first ad rainbow foil. First ad rainbow foil is looking at $10. It's very, very slowly going to 26, but this is probably fake. Yeah, we're looking at $10. This also has a Marvel, but I haven't seen them up on TCG Player yet. But the Marvels look amazing for Modern Skies. Runeblood Barrier. Make 4 rune chants, and then essentially while this stays up, your rune chants have ward 1. And then at the beginning of your action phase, you destroy this. This has seen play in some rune stack decks. 344 isn't really great value, but you can search this out with Sonata Arcanix. I think it's good to just have at least 1 copy of it. I don't think we're ever going to play 3 Runeblood Barriers. If you're a Runeblade player, make sure you have your copy. Especially for so cheap, we're looking at 25 cents, 50 cents, very slowly going towards like 90 cents, not even $1. First ed, rainbow foils, we're looking at $3. Very slowly going towards like 4. I think it's a great copy, great card. And look at the artwork. I mean, this artwork looks insane. Dread Triptych. When Florian came out, I swear this was like close to $20, like maybe like $17. Yeah, the chart doesn't show it, but I remember it because I remember I only had 2 and I did not want to pick up the 3rd one, and eventually it just got cut. 3 cost, 4 attack, not bad rate. I mean, kind of bad honestly, 3 for 4, but I do love the effects. So if you've played a non-attack action, you make a chant. If you've dealt arcane damage, make a chant, and if it hits, make a chant. Especially in Florian, if this hit and you dealt arcane damage, this got pretty crazy. It can make 6 rune chants sometimes. So pretty cool card. Blue block 3. You guys know I love blue block 3s. We're looking at $1, $2 with shipping, slowly going towards $3. First add rainbow foils. Let's see. Looking at 7, looking towards 8. Not bad. Just make sure you have your non-foils, honestly. I mean, maybe they'll see play in the future, but you might be okay if you don't play them. I just think this card's neat. Righteous Cleansing. Pretty good card for Pleiades. I don't think Valdo runs this. Some Victors play this. 7 for 10. If it crushes, you can look in their 5 cards at the top of their deck, banish 1, and then banish the same name. So kind of helps you with that fatigue strategy if that's a game plan you're going for. We're looking at $5, slowly going towards like 7 for the unlimited. Let's look at the first add rainbow foils, only 5 on the market. Lately played for near mint, 28, 33, and 39. Does have a few sold listings for pretty much 28. Righteous Cleansing, pretty cool card. I would just make sure if I have it if I was a Guardian player. Crush the Weep. I think this is a great staple card for Guardian players in certain metas. I think this in the Zen meta was really good. 2 card 7 with on crush. They can't play attacks with 3 or less base, so pretty good against ninjas and potentially other heroes. I mean, it's kind of funny how Mechanologist 0 to 60 is base 4 for the red at least, but you're hitting things like the yellow version. You're hitting things like, what was the one that came in the armory deck that got that sick reprint with the gorilla? You're hitting that card too because it is a base 3, as well as all the ones that get powered up if they boost an item or if they meet a condition. Crush the Weak stops them. We're looking at like 38 cents, 40 cents, so less than $1. Pretty good pickup if you don't have this as a Guardian player. I think there's a time where this card really shines in certain metas. First at Rainbow Falls, 14 for quite a while, then we're going to 18 and 40. Yeah, make sure you have your copy, at least the non-foils. I do think there's times in the meta where ninjas are shining, where this is just pretty good, like a mini Spinal Crush. Twinning Blade, we're looking at $6, slowly going towards 9 and 11. I don't know if this will see play in the new hero Hala. I mean, being able to attack additional time with the sword, I don't know. Let me know, the warrior players down below. Will this see play in Hala? Yellow block 3, I don't know. It's a cool card though. For first eds, we're looking at 31, 32, 32, so very few in the market that are near mint. Looks like some have sold for 22, 23. Heavily played, probably don't get that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you guys to get this, can't tell you guys to not get this. Make your own choice, not financial advice. Twinning Blade Extended Art. Guys, this is one of my favorite Flesh and Blood cards. I just love how it looks. It's like mirrored, has micro text box. There's none on the market, so kind of hard to give you guys a price point. I think this is just super rare, but man, such an awesome card. Spoils of War, kind of a staple for warriors. I think some warriors have even played this that don't care about copper. I mean, 1 for 2 and go again, not too bad. And it's just this turn, so this is like a pretty strong Majestic. Looking at $5 in the whole first page, slowly going towards 6. First ed Rainbow Foils, we're looking at 25, slowly going towards 28. Not bad for the warrior players. Make sure you have your copies. Courage of Blade Hold. I think the last time I saw someone play this was during like a Bolton Centauri Sabers combo turn. Yeah, maybe for budget players that want this instead of Tunic. But I don't think this is going to see a ton of play. I think we just have a better chess piece for warriors in Grains of Blood Spill. We're looking at $3, $4. Cold foil 1st edition. 204, 210. Let's see if there's any sold. Damaged one sold for 75. One sold for 205. Might not be a bad pickup for budget players, but besides that, don't know if this is too good. Let me know if there's any applications for this in the comments down below. I feel like warriors are getting this sword attack or weapon attacks are free a lot more often. Like Kasai, if you draw, your swords are free. Fang, if you have 3 fealties, your swords are free. So Courage of Blade Hold, I think it's kind of just being power creeped. Gambler's Gloves. This is a really weird piece of generic equipment, but I do remember a time where it was KO and Prism meta, and I think both of them were just running Gambler's Gloves. So Prism was running it to try to counter the Scab Skin rolls, and then KO was running it to counter Prism's Gambler Gloves. So that's pretty funny to me, but for generic equipment, we're looking at $3. Yeah, $3 on the whole first page pretty much. First ad cold foil, 132, 135, slowly going towards 150. Not many have sold. I've always wanted this card, never picked it up. I think it's fine if you don't own it, but I think it's a pretty dope piece of equipment. I mean, no block value, it just messes with the dice. I don't know, it's really dope, but I think it's fine if you skip it. Snag. Now this did get a reprint in Super Slam. This hasn't seen a ton of play, if any play right now. We're looking at $8 for the Unlim. Snag Rainbow Foil. We're looking at $30, going towards 37, 40. Pretty crazy. Snag from Super Slam, just a little bit cheaper, about $1 cheaper. Make sure you have your copies if you care about generics like I do. I think there will be a time where this does see play in the future again, but maybe not. I mean, it's so funny how Assassins, this was a great card to counter Assassins, but now we're pumping up daggers, so this doesn't really affect daggers. $6 for a Majestic, could definitely go up. There was a time where this was like a $20 per copy. Make your own choices. Talishar, the Lost Prince, not the Talishar we all play on, but the OG generic weapon. Honestly, LSS, let me get some more generic weapons. I love generic weapons, but we only have this and Bloodied Oval, and Oval's not even a weapon. Pennies on the dollar. Cold foil, we're looking at $500. Wow, looks like some sold for $150. So pretty good compared to this $500 listing. I don't think this listing's actually gonna sell, so yeah. Pennies on the dollars for the Unlim. Let's look at the rainbow foils. Rainbow foil, it's about $4, $6, slowly going towards 10. Crunic, the first Tunic reprint, we're looking at 100, slowly going towards 105, 108. Yeah, Tunics are just this price. I'd probably pay a little bit extra, get the WTR Tunic, that's rainbow foil. If you really want to save a couple dollars, maybe getting the reprint, but check all the Tunics. I think it's an okay deal for 100. I think I would just get the rainbow foil, pay a little extra. Arknight Shard. Now this is the only resource gem that's a specialization. Viscerai specialization. I think it kind of sucks. I wish it was available to all the RUNEBLADEs. I don't even think Viscerai really played this back when he was in the CC metagame. Maybe some players opted to run it. I just don't think it's even too good. It's a no block. All it does is make you a rune champ. So yeah, I think it's okay if you don't own this. Maybe just collectors want this. If we get Viscerai 2 and Monarch 3, which I think is the next set after Omens, that's what I think it is, most likely. Maybe this will get reprinted. I'm not really sure what LSS is doing with the reprints, so make your own decisions, not financial advice. Arknight Shard, 175, 176, 180, 197, 214. Let's look at the first ad, cold foils. Lightly played for 700. Then we're looking at 1,350 more or less. Yeah, 1,350. We have a graded one for 8,000, but this probably won't sell. Let's look at the lightly played one. How's it looking? This does not look too bad. I see a little scuff here. Little scuffs. I mean, for $700 for a first ed, I don't even know. I don't even think the card is that good. I'd probably skip on this, but has 2 little dents. Maybe there's other stuff you can't see in the photos. Probably don't get this. Make your own decisions. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.